Ladies and gentlemen, maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. Allow me to express my deepest thanks and appreciation to the people of Tubigon, led by Mayor William Howe and the rest of the local officials, for hosting this event. Salamat kaayo for your participation in today's Bohol Climate Justice Summit. I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to Greenpeace Philippines and its partners for organizing this summit here in Tubigon, which aims to gather key stakeholders in the pursuit of a unified response to the ongoing climate crisis. This summit signifies our mutual desire to mitigate climate impacts, especially in climate crisis-prone countries like the Philippines, and even more specifically here in Tubigon, in the province of Bohol, which has been experiencing sea level rise. In 2021, we were badly hit by Typhoon Odette. The details were harrowing. Around 111 people died, 10 were missing, and 2,058 were injured. Odette left 41.6 billion pesos in damages to infrastructure, economy, development administration, social, environment, and private sector. Odette also damaged 281,360 houses, and for months, our island province was without electricity, which is very vital inasmuch as the loss of power meant paralyzed water supply, communication, mobility, and economic activity. Years of denial and neglect of climate crisis, especially by companies which continue to espouse their business as usual tenets, widening their operations to cover more opportunities to grow and expand, while stunting the natural growth and development of nature and its people, is showing that we do not want to see. Countries like the Philippines, struggling with the challenges of adapting to climate impacts such as rising sea levels and temperature, which is already affecting small island communities in our province, such as in Anuran, Bilang-Bilangan, Batasan, Ubay, and Mantatao. Today, our objective is simple. We call to action. This summit will provide a platform to share current studies and plans for us to develop an agenda for climate justice and discuss the concepts of loss and damage for us in the island of Bohol. This is a venue for us to discuss various climate impacts experienced by Boholanos, identify best practices by LGUs and civil society organizations, provide communities a platform to champion climate justice initiatives through experience and knowledge sharing, enhance capacity building, and recognize successes, big or small. We join the communities in calling for loss and damage, inasmuch as Bohol is one of the frontline communities in climate impacts, as we experienced extreme weather events like Odette and slow onset impacts such as rising sea levels in our province, particularly Tubigon. We Boholanos are in the best position to call for climate justice, including the demand for loss and damage, as we have been experiencing the hardship and injustice that have been brought about by climate crisis. As a member of the House of Representatives and the chairperson of the House Committee on Climate Change, we prioritize the crafting and passage of bills that deal with perils of climate change. Right now, our committee is working with the House Committee on Housing and Urban Development, chaired by Congressman Kiko Benitez, to relocate the people of Tubigon, Bohol, in a resettlement area in Barangay Hinunokan, mainland of Tubigon, where they will be safer. The Committee on Housing and our committee are working together to get additional funding for the site development of the resettlement area. We are coordinating with the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development in getting an opinion from the Department of Justice on whether the escrow funds under the Balanced Housing Development Program can be utilized for the development of the resettlement site. We have also passed on third reading the Integrated Coastal Management, which includes the establishment of coastal green belts in coastal areas most vulnerable to storm surges, the Peatlands Conservation Act, and transmitted them to the Philippine Senate. Last Wednesday, November 8, the House also adopted my resolution of multi-actor partnership in climate and disaster risk finance and insurance, or MAP-CDRFI, to start the discussion with various sectors on how the huge losses suffered by our fellow Filipinos due to climate change can be converted and covered by insurance and risk financing. Next week, we expect the House to pass on second and third readings the Climate Change Resiliency Act, which proposes the adoption of a climate change resiliency and adaptability program. Our committee has also approved the National Vulnerability and Hazard Mapping Act, which is currently pending at the Appropriations Committee for its budget. These are but some of the initiatives in the committee which we have undertaken. I have likewise filed a bill to establish a climate change committee in every sanggunian in our local government units to bring our climate initiatives to the grassroots. And our committee is currently reviewing a bill on climate accountability drafted by our partners, the Greenpeace and LRC. I look forward to the meaningful sharing of thoughts in today's summit, and may we continue to work together for the preservation of the environment and for our attainment of climate justice. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po. Daghan kaayong salamat. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.